Yo, what's going on? What's poppin'? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. So, ladies, this is a very important message for y'all, right? What I want you to understand is that you have to come to the realization that men are not going to really be into you until they actually, know you for a while. You understand? Meaning that don't expect the guy to like really be into you or care about your life or care about the things you got going on when they first meet you. They don't. Right. See, the thing is that guys will pretend or act like they care about what you got going on, or they care, a lot about your personality at first because they're trying to have sex with you. Right. So this is the average guy that will do this. Now, certain guys, they're going to care because they have a lot of experience with women. So they know what they want and what they don't want in a situation with a woman. But in general, most guys don't really care. Right. And what I mean by that is that I ran across this girl's video on TikTok, and I've heard many women say this, where she was talking about how she felt some type of way because she was talking to a guy and she just felt like he didn't really care too much about her as a person. And it seemed like he just wanted sex and, that type of stuff. And what I'm telling you is that that's the reality for, when it comes to dealing with most guys. It's, I'm sexually attracted to you. I want to have sex with you as soon as possible. Then once we have sex and I know I like the sex, then I decide whether or not I want to actually continue to see you engage more and make something happen, right? But what happens is that you ladies, you want the guy to give a shit before he actually is, having sex with you and things are going down in that path, right? But what I'm telling you is most of the time they don't care, right? And it may seem like they care because they're asking you questions about your life. They're, talking to you on the phone, quote unquote, getting to know you, stuff like that, right? But a lot of it is them doing that to get sex. So they're like, if I talk to this girl on the phone and, hopefully, get her comfortable with me, then maybe I'll have sex. If I take this girl out on these dates, maybe we'll have sex. If I, have this conversation with her and nod and, tell her I think what she's talking about is interesting, then maybe she'll have sex with me. So what I want you ladies to get across with this video is that when you meet most dudes, they're thinking about sex first. Everything else is after that, right? So again, it's not that, guys are going to disregard your personality and the things you have going on, all the way. But what I'm saying is that generally what's going to happen is when you meet guys, they're not going to care that you're talented. They're not going to care that you're smart. They're not going to care that, about your hobbies. They don't give a shit. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you are like that, then that's cool. That's a bonus. But what happens is that what's on a man's mind first is sex, right? Are we going to have sex, right? This is why they're approaching you. They're approaching you because they're sexually attracted to you. They're matching with you on a dating app because they're sexually attracted to you. They want to, go out and meet you because they're sexually attracted to you, right? So sex is always first. You see what I'm saying? Everything else is after, right? I'm trying to let you know this so you don't get disappointed when you're like, oh, but he, I don't understand, we were talking and everything seemed cool. And he, I liked him and he said he liked me and he said he wanted us to like keep seeing each other. And then we had sex and then he never called me again. He ghosted me. Yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's the type of stuff that would happen. Right. So you're probably thinking, but damn, if guys are like this, then what the fuck? Like, if I want a relationship, like, what am I supposed to do? Should I just withhold the sex? Right. And some of you ladies will do that and you realize it still doesn't work. Right. Because you withhold the sex. You'll probably have sex with them at a later date. You have sex with them and it just sort of fizzles out. Right. So what you really need to do is when you're dating men, right? What you want to do is do not put all this expectation on what you think should happen as far as like a relationship happening as quickly as possible. Like throw that all out the window, right? Are you sexually attracted to this guy? Right? I actually saw a video earlier today where a woman, she was saying, she was saying that she would tell women, the guy that they're dating or interacting with, she would ask them this one question: do you want to rip his clothes off? And she said most women they said no. So she's like, why are you dating this guy? And I agree with her. So, if you don't have this strong, lustful, sexual attraction to a particular guy, you shouldn't be talking to him in the first place. Because if you do have that lustful, sexual attraction to the guy, that's the guy you should be talking to. So if you guys end up just having sex and that's it, you don't feel like your time is all the way wasted because you were still sexually attracted to the guy and you lusted that guy. You see what I'm saying? Now, that sexually attractive guy that you lust, that you have sex with, could be a guy who could be a guy that you could have a long-term relationship with if both of y'all flow in that direction. You see what I'm saying? But it has to happen naturally, right? Throw all the expectations you have out the window of, well, I really like him and I expect it to go this way. Throw all that out the window. Throw all of the expectations out the window of, oh, well, he should care about my personality and my talents. Throw all that out the window. He will care if he likes you, right? But he's going to show he likes you through consistency. But the consistency happens over time, right? But sex has to happen in order for that consistency to even start. So for you ladies trying to stall men out, like, oh, I'm going to wait for that doesn't work, because as soon as you have sex, basically like this, you're not going to know if a guy really likes you until after the sex. So get that shit out the way. So if you're with that guy you lust and you're sexually attracted to him, you guys have sex and he leaves. Hey, he left, but at least you liked having sex with him. You enjoyed the sex. It is what it is. But then you meet another guy you lust, and then you're really, really sexually attracted to this guy. You have sex, and y'all keep having sex. Then y'all keep having sex. Then y'all start going out on, more dates, and y'all start spending more time together. Next thing you know, y'all end up in a relationship, and it naturally progressed that way, right? And now at that point, he cares about your talents, the fact that you're smart. He's getting to know more about you. So he learns that after the fact. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm telling you, ladies, is that stop expecting guys you just meet to give a fuck about your life like that. You understand what I'm saying? And give a fuck about all these other things about you. They're thinking about sex first, everything else after, in most cases, right? And if you were to just focus on the guys that you are sexually attracted to, right, some of those guys will be guys that want more. And then those are the guys who will actually give a fuck about your life. That's how it works. All right. So listen, if y'all need any help, man, ladies, I know y'all do. DM me, hit me up. All right. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.